So, has Märklin got any surprises for us with their summer catalog? Come back after the titles and find out with me. Hey everybody, Anthony Dodge, the Model Train Outsider, the Märklin Outsider, with a look at the recently released 2023 summer new releases by Märklin. Now, their summer release catalog includes items that they already announced for their full year, as well as a few surprises. So let's get into it and check it out. All right, so let's get right into it. We start off with the cover here, which is showing one of their special MHI club member locomotives, the Class 78, and a couple of other special things you get. You can pause and read this if you want, but this was an East German model. But what's interesting to me is this was Knorr Tolkien design. Now, I don't, might be distantly related to J.R.R. Tolkien, Lord of the Rings fame, but his family was from South Africa, but his father was a banker, and then he moved to England when his father died. But anyhow, it's a very sharp steam locomotive, if that is in fact your thing. So definitely, if you're trying to do East German steam locomotives, this is a winner. But it's a member of the MHI, Märklin Händler Initiative. In other words, only shops, excuse me, only shops that are members of the MHI will sell this locomotive. And you can order it through your shop. So some details on it if you want to pause and read that. Maybe I'll move my bit out of the way here. There's never a good place to put this, but you can read all the functions there now. All right. And here are the matching cars, which are kind of cool looking if this is your era. Going back here, I really love the tail lights here. Really nice view of the tail lights. And finishing off the car set, which are all lit. And then there's this additional one, a one-time series, this boxcar for Lova. And I'm just going to shrink myself real small here because you're not here to look at me. You're here to look at the models. So a little boxcar that can go along. Now, here is one for the Insiders Club. So if you're a Märklin Insider like I am, you can pre-order this model, and I'm running out of time, but I'm not going to. This is a 185 2 electric locomotive, which is primarily a freight locomotive, and I do want a 185, but I'm not going to get this one. And the paint scheme, the livery, is based on a German children's cartoon about trains called Gunny. And I guess you could say, in a very loose sense, Gunny is sort of the German equivalent of Thomas the Tank Engine. Not the same class, but the same idea. Children's show about trains, animated trains. And there will be some matching car sets to go with it. Whoops. So here's a close-up of it. And the livery is kind of cool and different, but it's a kid's show livery, and that's not going to draw me in right away. And here are some of the cars you can get that would go with it, but you could use them anything. I really like this, the Potash car. That one's drawing me. I could use a few of those, although it is Era 5, and I am an Era 6 guy. The VTG tanker car, or silo car as they call it there. Now, this is the first new one to me. This is a Class 248, which is basically a dual power Vectron. There's also a Class 249. I already have this ordered in the Deutsche Bahn livery, but as you can see, it's the Presselnitz or Press livery, the same as my Class 218 Roco that I picked up. So you would see this around Germany as well. I'm going back to Germany for the first time in 4 years, and I'd seen the blue 218s, but I hadn't seen these dual powered. So it's the same things as was announced at the beginning of the year. It's just a different livery, but very cool. This was one that caught my eye. Not that I'll buy it. I'm going to get the Deutsche Bahn livery one, but it's still cool. It's a sharp one. And then featuring a Swiss equivalent of the Vectron. In Switzerland, it's a Class 475, but same idea. Anyhow, it's cool. It's Swiss, so I'm not really gung-ho to get it. It's, as you read the notes, it says it's welcomed in Switzerland or Belgium and the Netherlands as well. It's got a list of countries, Austria, Italy, and so forth. But yeah, it's a sharp livery for BLS Cargo. Now, here was the other one. Andy, Hot Dog Pilot, just bought a version of the Kopopler. And lo and behold, Märklin's releasing a 3-rail version. The Koploper, I think I said Koploper, the Koploper, which means the head walker. In fact, the English word lope, sort of a funny walk, comes from this Dutch word, and Kopf in German is head. And it was called head walker because the original models of these, that funny bulk out head, that's where they would string multiple units up, and you could actually walk through that in the original versions of this. They decided for whatever reason to discontinue that, and the new ones still look like this, but you can no longer walk from car to car through the nose, through the head here, as you could with the original ones. And this is KLM version, which I think is my preferred version of the two liveries. I just don't have an excuse to buy it, but it's still cool. And I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it'll show up on my layout someday. Some freight cars from One Network, which I've seen a lot of this in the UK. I hadn't really noticed it in Germany my last couple of trips, but I think in the last trip I did finally see a couple one freight. So again, I just like adding freight. It's the same freight wagons. They just changed the container cars. So I've already got these freight wagons, flatbeds. But yeah, to get a couple of the ones here would be really cool. So that's something that, again, if it comes out before Christmas, might find its way on my Christmas gift list. All right, here is a Belgian TEE passenger car set. Zurich, Basel, Luxembourg, Brussels. But I think this is an older, yeah, it's era 5, which puts a little out of my era, because I do era 6. But kind of sharp. I do like Belgian and Luxembourg trains can have very cool liveries. And continuing the set there. That's a sleeping coach, obviously, down on the bottom. Again, you can pause and read these. I'm just going through it relatively quick. All right, and here's the big one, which, again, they already announced. This is the Flying Scotsman. I did pre-order this just so I could have a UK train on it. So those of you who are curious about it, notice it says the first time as a highly detailed HO model in scale 187. And from what I understand, they are making it true scale. I can't swear to it. It is interesting that they are doing a UK train. They're celebrating 100 years of the Flying Scotsman. It's a special model, but is this the beginning of an attempt to make more UK models? Will a Mallard follow? Will they make some UK trains? Because the 00 world is very, in the UK, unless you model American or Japanese or whatever, the 00 UK market is just too well ingrained in the UK. But there's a lot of us that would like HO scale versions of some UK trains, and I don't know if Märklin sells well with this. You know, because there are guys in Canada and the United States that do HO scale, and again would like some of these UK trains that are only available in the oversized and improper scale 00 on their HO track. So we'll see. And just more highlights and details on it. I would have to compare a good 00 model, higher end 00 model versus a Märklin model. I just know the Märklin model is going to be, knock on wood, probably a better quality mechanics model. All right, a Swedish Schenker, kind of interesting, but semi-truck trailer, deep well flat car as they call it, or as you all call it. They just call it a flatbed. Anyhow, or a semi-flatbed. But it's a cool looking livery on the truck there. Not going to find its way on my layout, but definitely for a market here. Smiley face box car. I'm sure that appeals to somebody, not to me. And Märklin releasing more of their fictional stuff. I'm really mad. I should have bought the Märklin Class 66, which they released a while ago. I think they even did I forget what the other locomotive was. My brain wants to say 101, but I don't think it was a 101. But they did a Class 66, you know, totally fictional. There is no actual model of this. This is just if somebody wants to run a Märklin train, and a lot of us kind of scoffed, oh, that's silly. Now I kind of wish I did, just to have a Märklin train running, and I'd rather do the Class 66 than the little one that they're releasing now, which you'll see in a minute. But this is slightly different, but it's basically a re-release of cars and such they had released previously. And here's the new one. The Class 294 diesel locomotive little shutter. I know a lot of guys like these little things and they serve a purpose. I just don't find them overly appealing. I think it would just, this one particular would look weird rolling around my layout. But I do think with the Märklin black and red here, it looks cooler than it would if it were in somebody else's livery. But there it is. All right, hey, police car and gondola set. This is the startup club car, so this is for your younger ones. Something for their little layouts there. And the Märklin Magazine annual cars. That's actually a Z scale on the top. I actually wouldn't mind some of these hoppers. I just don't think I want the Märklin Magazine. Now, it's a one-time, you know, they release a magazine each year, and well, a magazine car each year, and sometimes they're really cool. Like, I think this one's kind of cool, but I just don't want a Märklin Magazine car, so I haven't ordered it in the 4 years I've been a member of. I've yet to find anything that really stands out to me that I would buy. They tend to do older eras. The Märklin Magazine cars, as well as the Märklin Insiders. Some gorgeous stuff, just not my era, not my interest. And this is one that's got some people talking. It's a Class 120 locomotive, which have been recently pulled, although a couple of them are still out there running. But it's a network rail, so, you know, track maintenance and measurement and all that. It's kind of a cool looking little bit here. So you get, I don't know, this one is interesting enough. They called an Era 6, which, because there are still 120s out there being used, it's interesting. This was one of the surprises where at first I went, nah, and then the more I think about it, I'm like, yeah, network rail car running around my layout now and then could be kind of cool. So I will see what the price is and how the budget works. So I may consider picking this one up. So that was a quick look at the Märklin summer new items, which mostly was just stuff they'd already announced, but they're targeting for the summer and fall. The big additions that really surprised me, I guess, if I want to use the term surprised, was the Press Class 248 dual power. It's both diesel and electric, DMU, EMU. That one was a bit of a surprise. I shouldn't have been surprised. If I just figured they would have waited a year, see how the first one sells, and then come up with additional liveries. But I guess they're trying to jump the gun here. And then the network train. And again, I don't know why I'm surprised at it. I guess my surprise is more that I'm looking at it and going, that might find its way on my layout. That I've reacted positively to it. It's kind of cool, and it would definitely be a different train. I don't know, it's up for a live stream. I don't know it would be something that I would just come down and run on my own unless Kyan or somebody said, hey, run that one. But it's just cool and different enough. That's one of those think abouts. Okay. I'd like to thank you if you stayed this far in, or thank you no matter how far you stayed in for viewing, and hopefully you like it. And hopefully Roku and Pico will announce summer releases, or maybe they'll skip summer and go straight to fall releases. Anyhow, I'm going to say Auf Wiedersehen, choose happy trains, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.